Okay, I am going to do the honors for this next chat with Dian Guan, who's here from Singapore and also from mainland China. She is the VP of APAC for Patsnap, and we're going to hear about Patsnap next. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, hi, thanks for coming here.
I'm very glad to be here.
I know you just flew in last night as well,
Yes.
so you must be rather sleepy at this point too. Because I know there was a big storm last night when the flights were coming in. Tell us now. Your startup really originated from the National University of Singapore program, the Enterprise program.
Right.
And tell us how that made a change, a boost for the business and also the overseas component of it, where you went to Silicon Valley.
Okay. Well, my partner, CEO Jeffrey, and I, we were both graduates from National University of Singapore. In our university, we have this program called NUS Overseas College, where they send students to various locations where they think there's a lot of entrepreneurship activities going on. So I went to Silicon Valley and stayed there for a year. I was interning in the tech company while studying entrepreneurship courses in Stanford. And my partner, Jeffrey, was doing the same thing in Boston. So after we finished that program and came back to Singapore, we were always joking that I say we were brainwashed to be an entrepreneur. So we thought we could have to do something. Jeffrey, the founder, when he was interning in the Boston startup, his boss, the founders, asked him to do analysis on the patent for a tiny medical device. So that was the time when Jeffrey realized that actually patent is not just something that we always thought of as some boring legal documents, but rather patent is very rich in technology information, and if you use patent information really well, it can be very helpful in making business decisions for innovative organizations. So that's how, with that idea, with the determination to be an entrepreneur, who started Patsnap back in 2007.
Okay, so you've been at this for a while, and so a patent search, it really is all about patent search and analytics component to it. And so how is that different from, if I do a Google search for patents, how is your service different from the ordinary way you would go about searching?
Okay.
And what kind of value add do you have? Does Patsnap have?
Yeah, well, the fundamental, the basics for Patsnap's business is patent documents, patent data. We have the data of 102 countries' patents worldwide. It's pretty much cover most of them. But on top of that, what really is, what value the Patsnap provides is the analytics and the visualization, essentially how to make sense, make meaning out of the patent data.
Can you, yeah, you're going to show us some representative findings here.
Yes.
And this one is from DJI.
Yeah, I'm sure the audience are quite familiar with DJI, the Shenzhen-based drone company, which have made the headline of some media. Recently, they launched a lawsuit against one of the competitors in the US market. So, for example, this one of our products is called a patent landscaping. You can see that on this map, there are different colors highlighting different technology clusters. And each color represents one technology cluster. For example, the orange one are technologies about how to control the drone, how to make it stabilized. And the purple one here talk about balancing technology, also about communication. So each of the dots on the chart are each patent documents. So in the past, if an innovator, for example, a DJI, if DJI CEO wants to study a technology landscape of a competitor, they have to go through very tediously all the patent documents of the competitor. But with our technology, they could visualize how visualize the technology space or visualize a competitor's technology portfolio very easily.
That's a great diagram, and what captures my imagination there is the 900 patent applications and 400 in force.
Yes.
For DJI.
Some of the local Chinese companies are really catching up in this patent game. This is another form of visualization, just very quickly. This a little bit more. Basically, this is comparing DJI and one of its main competitors in the international market called Parrot. It's a French company. So with this tool, they can see in each of the different technology areas how the competitors stand against each other, and how this chart below shows their R&D strategy. For example, if they are doing a lot of joint R&D with universities, with research institutes, or they're pretty much on their own, or whether they are very international, they file a lot of international patents in different countries, or they focus on only one or two local markets.
And the size of the circles indicates
the number of patents for that particular technology.
I see.
Yeah. And actually, patent can be quite interesting and can make a lot of sense out of patent document. So this is one project we did with Forbes, China. We took the patent filing data from different cities in China and tried to decide which are the most innovative cities in China.
So what was the number one?
Well, depends on which sector we're looking at. So for example, TMT, clearly Shenzhen is standing out for TMT with Huawei and ZTE. But for other space like bio, medicine, or like nanotechnology or automobile, Beijing and Shanghai are leading from this chart. Yeah, there's some of the visualization that the tool Patsnap is able to provide for innovators to make business decisions, informed business decisions.
I can see where this information could be very useful. What is the business model behind Patsnap?
Our business model is what we call B2B SaaS, so software as a service. Essentially, it's a subscription model. Our clients, usually the big corporates or research institutes or universities, they pay a subscription fee on an annual basis, and then they get the full access to the suite of tools of Patsnap.
And who are some of your big corporate customers?
We have very interesting clientele. We have over 2,000 clients in more than 50 countries, covering all kinds of industry sectors. For example, in the food and beverage, we have Starbucks. We have Mengniu, the dairy product producer in China. In TMT, we have, let's say, Xiaomi, Vodafone. We also have like Coca-Cola, even Cool, a research institute like NASA. Yeah. These are some of our clientele.
And how does it break down? Is it in terms of geography?
US is always number one, and China is catching up very strong. Now China is number two in terms of market share.
So one of the interesting aspects of the business that you're in is China's rise in innovation power. And China this past year was the number one country in the world in terms of patent application increase, right? And going forward, if this trend continues, they could be number one in terms of patents in force. So you seem to be in a very good market, and that maybe China will become your number one market.
Hopefully, we will see. Well, China has been number one in terms of patent filing for 3 consecutive years since 2013. But the challenge there is the quality of the patents, the quality of R&D. But the companies and the government are obviously doing a lot of, making a lot of effort in improving that aspect. So yes, we're very prominent, we're very hopeful for China.
So you have all these great corporate customers, and it seems like the company's grown very fast. And is it profitable yet?
Yes, we broke even since last year.
Okay. Good, good. So break even, that's wonderful. And what about your venture capital raising? You started within U.S. Enterprise money, and what happened after that? Angel investment or?
Okay, we got our very early seed fund from National University of Singapore back in 2007 or 8. That was only 50,000 Sing dollar. That didn't last very long. In 2010, we raised our first angel fund from this local VC called XLX in Singapore, and US was also part of that deal as well. And then in 2014, we raised our Series A from Vertex under Temasek in Singapore. And last year, we did our Series B from a Silicon Valley-based VC called Summit Partners. They are one of the investors of Uber. Yeah.
Great. How is life different since you've raised venture capital financing?
Well, I think it's still the same. Internally, it's still the same, but we are, I believe most startups like us who are going through the growth stage is struggling with a lot of things. First, we want to keep at the growth, so we're growing very fast at about 250 to 300% year after year since 2012. So we want to keep that growth rate, but with the base increasing, it's getting harder and harder. And with VC money, we want to grow not only in terms of revenue, but also the team. But with more people coming on board, it's increasingly more challenging to make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure the culture is undiluted. So lots of challenging we are coping with today. But I think it's, in terms of what we're doing on a daily basis, not much change before and after the fundraising.
How many employees do you have now?
We currently have 300 plus. So
300?
Yeah, 200 plus are in China. We have a small team in Singapore, where our headquarters was. And we have about 70 people in London, covering the North America and Europe market.
Okay, well, continue. Good luck to you. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Thank you.